Hi, Roy. How are you?
I'm great. Hey.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to talk to you, especially about such a cool project.
Great to talk to you, too. Thanks.
Collaborating with the Royal Philharmonic. That's got to be something different for your day.
Oh, yes. The album, A Love So Beautiful, Roy Orbison with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, is our current project, and it's the first new Roy Orbison album in over 20 years. We took Roy's voice in those great songs, and we cut out all the backing tracks and rebuilt the tracks from the ground up, adding new drums, new guitars, and, of course, adding the 75-piece orchestra behind Roy. So it's got a huge, big sound. We recorded it in Abbey Road, studio number 2, which is the Beatles' room, of course. It's where the Beatles recorded all those albums. So there's a Beatles connection there, and the first 2 Royal Philharmonic albums were Elvis in 2015, If I Can Dream, 2016, The Wonder of You, and those were so well received that they phoned us, a great team, Don Reedman and Nick Patrick, they're the producers, and we knew they did so well on the Elvis material that this was going to be great, and it has completely lived up to everyone's expectations. It's doing really well.
Yeah, getting a call like that, and especially, there is an amazing legacy to your father's songs. So when you get a call, and as you say, it's the first new Roy Orbison record in over 20 years, I mean, is there any sense of caution when you first get that call to say, can we do this? Should we do this?
Well, that's one of the reasons there's been such a silence for so long. There used to be. There's not anymore. But the reason that there isn't a Roy Orbison movie is because every time we got close, we'd pull it back, So we were very protective of my dad's legacy. My dad was protective while he was alive, and then my mother, after he died, and then my mother died in 2011, the same exact day as Roy. December 6, 2011, she died. He died December 6, 1988. And so, after we got through a couple of years of grieving, we realized, the time is now. What are we protecting so much? All the pictures in the vault and all the stories. So to that end, we decided the time is now. There's nothing really left to protect. So we wrote a book, the authorized Roy Orbison. Alex and Wesley, my brothers, and I wrote the first book on Roy Orbison. I say it's the first because if it didn't have a picture or a receipt or a first-hand account, it didn't go in the book. So it's that book we released October 17th, this new album November 3rd. The next big documentary comes out, BBC 4 documentary, the best team in the world for doing documentaries. They just did a great one on Bruce Springsteen. That comes out in December. So we have these 3 big projects coming out in this 6-week period right now. And were we afraid? No. What we did was we tried to do things up to the high level of quality that my dad set while he was alive. And those songs and his voice are the foundation. And yes, you could ruin things. And yes, you don't want to tamper with perfections and rebuild the pyramids. But in this case, we got lucky, and so far, we're very lucky. We're proud each one of these projects lives up to where we feel Roy would be in his life if he was here today. We finished his memoirs for him, and we know he would have been singing with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. So everything's about the right time, and we just trust that this is the right time and that the fans will appreciate what we've done.
And there's some extra instrumentation that you and your brothers have done on this as well, which in a way is sort of still like collaborating with your father, right?
Oh, yes. This is what I do even when we're not doing projects. I listen to Roy Orbison every day. I see him every day in pictures. And so on this song, on many songs on here, my brothers played with me. That's our dream. The reason we play music is to play with my dad. So we chose the song Pretty Woman to be the standout song that we play, and there's a video for it, and it sounds great, this new version of Pretty Woman with the orchestra. But playing on there is my brother Wesley playing 12-string guitar. He plays the opening riff. My brother Alex plays drums, bum, bum, bum. And then I play guitar, and a lot of the guitars on the album. Roy Orbison III, my son, was born last year. He was 10 months old. We tuned a guitar to open E, ran it through some Marshalls in the other room, turned up high volume, gave him a pick, and let him strum along with the song. And the opening chord that you hear on Pretty Woman is Roy Orbison III, 10 months old. Trying to get him in the Guinness Book of World Records, the youngest guitarist on a hit album.
Oh, that's a story to tell for him as he grows up. Like, no, that's me. That's really me.
3 Roy Orbisons on there. There's a big saying, there's only one Roy Orbison. But I've been saying on this one song, we have 3 generations.
You talk about those generations, like, growing up with the man and that has a voice like that, like at what age did you realize that your dad was something a little bit more even extra special than the usual musician fare?
Well, I didn't find that out till yesterday. I woke up. No, I'm sorry, that was only a joke. I still learn something new every day. I'm amazed sometimes when I'm listening to a song and I hear something new, and I almost have to wonder, did my dad write that as a little joke just for me to figure out? You know, it was 20 years after he was gone that I realized on the song "Drove All Night." He fades into the distance like when you hear a car going by. A car goes, no, no, and Roy's doing that with his voice. They go, oh, did he do this on purpose? Is he that genius? In the song "Crying," he goes, as you stopped, and the music stops to say hello. In the song "It's Over," he goes, echo to you, that's all, that's all. As funny as it sounds, I was 30-something years old. I'd listened to the song for 30 years before I realized when he says, echoes to you, that's all, that's all. That's the echo. It's something simple like that everyone hears. I didn't get it till far later. I was like, oh, I thought he was singing syllables to match the song. But no, he's echoing, that's all, that's all. So I still learn through the music, and that's the best way for other people too. But we grew up next door to Johnny Cash, so I just thought everyone in the world was famous. Johnny was famous, Dad was famous, everyone chased us around everywhere we went. I still think life is like that.
It's amazing music, as timeless as ever. I mean, these songs really haven't aged. I love hearing them in the way you guys did too. This is a really beautiful way. I had it on for my wife. She just kept walking back in the room just with that awestruck look on her face with each new song. So thank you for making the collaboration happen, and I look forward to the other projects to check out too.
Yeah, great. Thank you so much. Check out royorbison.com for the book and the documentary and all the music. The place to start is with the music. If you haven't heard Pretty Woman or Crying, go there.
Yeah, that's the ones. All right, Roy, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great time.
You too. Bye.